Hello, Algebra 1 students. For Ms. Buchanan, Algebra 1A, that is, for Ms. Buchanan, I want to take a look at some of these if you don't have them done, if you didn't have time to finish them in class, or if you are just, maybe you're online, or for whatever reason. Here we go. Remember, when you're looking at these coordinates, and the coordinates are listed in X and Y values because in a graph, in the quadrant plane, we have our X and we have our Y coordinates, right? Okay, so this is going to be our X and this is going to be our Y. The first, just like in the alphabet, X comes first. The first in the coordinates, the X comes first. And it always goes XY, 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 XY. I'm not going to do this for each of these, but I'm going to do it for this one. Domains are all your X's. Your range are all your Y's. Okay? I'm not going to answer function yet. I'm going to list all my domains. I'm going to only write them once. If they're repeated, they're repeated. I'm not going to repeat them in my list. So I have a 1, I have a -2, a -1, and a 1 again. I noticed that they labeled them from least to greatest here, and that's fine. You could just label them, 1, -2, -1, and just don't write 1 again, because notice 1 is repeated. Immediately that tells me that this is not a function. Whenever you have a repeater in a domain, it is not a function, okay? So it's no, and I'm going to write because there's a repeat domain number, okay? That's why it's no. The range is just all the Y values, -2, 0, 2, and 3. So -2, 0, 2, and 3. Okay. You can take a look at my number 2. I'm only going to show you, and you can pause it. I'm going to go on to number 3. This is a function because I do not have repeaters in the domain. My X, remember this is my X. Here's an X, here's an X, here's an X, and here's an X. Okay. Nothing is repeated there. And then the range are just the other numbers, okay? The Y values. And so yes, it is a function. You can look at my number 4. You can pause it. Number 5, what they mean by relation here is the coordinates. So you just look at the coordinates. Okay, so you name the coordinates for this point right here, and that's at -2, -2. That's why I have -2, -2 listed first. And then this point is -1, 1. I'm always reading it from left to right. So you'll see me going that way always because you read a graph from left to right. 1, 0 is right here, and then 1, 1, and then 3, -2, and 3, 3. I list all my domains. I list all my ranges. It is not a function because I do have a repeater in the domain. Here is 6. Look at that one. I did some of the even ones because I was doing them in class with some students. Okay, number 7. This point right here is -2, 0. This point is -1, 2. This point is 0, 3. This point is 1, 2. This point is 2, 0. The domain is listed here. The range is listed here. Yes, this is a function because I do not have a repeating domain. There's no repeating domain. Okay, I did not do 8. Try 8 on your own. Number 9, we have to do the mapping. So the mapping is you just list all the X values over on this side and Y values over in this bubble on this side, and then you just kind of map them and draw lines to where these numbers go. You only list them once, just like when you're writing the list of domain and range, you only list them once. So -2, 0, 5, -2. Notice -2 is listed twice, so already we know it's not a function, okay? But, so I go, and then I list my Y values, -1, 3, and 4. -1, 3, 4, and then I just match them up as they're matched up here in the relation in the coordinates. So -2 goes with -1, -2 goes with -1, 0 goes with 3, 5 goes with 4, and then -2 goes with 3 also. Okay. You can go ahead and take a look at I wanted to show you because I did 11. Here's 11, and you can copy that down. And notice that it's not a function. So I wanted to show you one that is a function, so that's number 10. It is a function because I don't have any repeated domains. And you notice I don't have anything in the domain going to 2 different places. These are all going to one place. Even though I have a y that has, that's repeated. Don't worry about the y values being repeated. It's when the x values are repeated. Okay? This is a y. All right, try 12 on your own. And then we had to do the vertical line test. And the vertical line test is if you were to have a vertical line, say like this little ruler I have, and if the line hits the vertical line, any vertical line as you keep going across, if it hits it in more than one place, it's hitting it right here, it's hitting it right here, here. If it hits it in more than one place at one time, it is not a function. That means you have 2 repeated x values. Okay, notice that these do not have any repeated x values. It's going to be a yes, it is a function. I had 14 there too. That's a yes, even though it's U-shaped. Notice the vertical line test. It's only going to hit that vertical line, the edge of my ruler, in one spot at a time. So yes, yes, this whole page here are yeses, by the way. She said we didn't have to do domain and range right now because you guys haven't learned how to do the domain and range on a graph. When it's a line like that, only has points. Notice, okay, so finally we got a no. See, it hits my vertical line here and here. So it's hitting in 2 places. So that cannot be a function. That means there's 2 x values that are, like if I go here, there's 2 x's that are value 2. This point is 2, 2. This point is 2, negative 2. So 2 is repeated in the x, so that's a no. That's how that works. 21's a yes. 20 is going to be a yes too. 22 is going to be a no because look, it's hitting in 2 places, so that's going to be a no. 23 is a yes. 24 is going to be a no because it could hit in 2 places in a vertical line test. And 25 is a no because, as you can see, it hits in 3 places in some spots. It's hitting 1, 2, 3 whenever I have my vertical line. 1, 2, 3, wherever I move it. I can hit it in 3 places, so it's definitely a no. Hopefully this helps, Algebra 1A people, and see you tomorrow.